Hey everybody, it's Dave here from Dragonhill Games, and before we get started today, I want to wish you a happy holidays. For me, that's Merry Christmas, but maybe for you, it's Joyeux Noel, or Feliz Navidad, or perhaps even Happy Hanukkah. However you say it, I want to wish you and your family all of the best this holiday season. As always, I want to thank MTG Stocks for allowing us to use graphical information for the purposes of this video. It's been another slow week in MTG Finance this week, and I mean that's to be expected. We're all in full holiday mode right now, but there are a few gems and I'd like to bring them to your attention, and we'll start right here with Casualties of War from War of the Spark. It's kind of an interesting card. I mean, this thing's pretty bonkers. It has the ability to destroy up to 5 target permanents, which, I mean, what more could you ask for? Now, the mana cost is obviously severe at 6 mana, and being double green and double black doesn't help either. It's been getting a lot of play in Standard for a while, mostly in Jund and Golgari type decks, but it is making appearances in the side of Fires of Invention. It's one of those targets that, they kind of go get with Fae of Wishes, right? But what's really driving the spike over the last couple of weeks or so is that it's starting to crop up in Pioneer. This combined with the fact that, like I've been mentioning in videos in the past, I mean, we're getting far enough away from War of the Spark now, right? I mean, War of the Spark's been out for 10 months type of thing, right? So there's not really much War of the Spark getting opened anymore. So cards like this are starting to become more and more scarce. And I'm sure this makes lots of appearances in Commander decks as well. And the next one I want to bring to your attention is Supreme Verdict, printed in Return to Ravnica, Iconic Masters, and then there's a few other sort of promo type printings, like buy boxes and stuff like that. And the reason I'm bringing this to your attention today is because this has had healthy growth over the last month or so. If you caught my video when Pioneer first dropped, I called this card out when it was $5 or $6 and said this is definitely the card that you need to be picking up, especially at that price range. And the reason for that is because this is the be-all, end-all board wipe in Pioneer. It's the everything dies, period, spell. So, when you have spells like this in a format, obviously they're going to be getting played. And blue-white control is always going to be a thing in any format. So, like I said, the reason I'm bringing this to your attention today is because now we're at a point where we're $17. And I think it does have a little bit more potential upside, but we are going to be getting a fresh supply of this stuff in the new year in the mystery booster packs. So that'll be in March. And yes, I know it's a little bit up in the air about how much actual supply will be entering the market through the mystery boosters because the set is so huge. So who knows how much is going to get opened and how much new supply will actually be entering the market. But the reality is there is going to be new supply of this card in the market. And at a price of $17, really, if you picked it up in the $6 range, like you're looking at triple, your money. So what more can you ask for out of an investment? If you have extra copies, more than what you think that you need for your own play purposes, then now may be a great time to consider unloading some extra copies. All right, before we get to cards I'm investing in this week, as always, if you're a subscriber, I want to thank you for being here. We really appreciate your support. And if not, now's a great time to hit that subscribe button. We post at least 2 videos every week. And the first one I want to get to this week under the buy category is Murderous Rider from Throne of Eldraine. At $6.25, I think this is an excellent price for this card, especially if you don't have your playset. Just go fill it out. I mean, this is a great price. This is kind of where the card I think really should be in the $14, $15 range. This card gets played everywhere in Standard and Pioneer. I mean, look at the deck list this is in. It's just 4 ofs in a lot of decks. And the depressed price is because we've had a lot of Throne of Eldraine open, and we still have a bit more. I mean, there's going to be a few more draft weeks in the new year before we get to Theros, but pretty soon it's going to be all Theros all the time. Throne of Eldraine is going to stop getting opened, and this price is just going to sort of double from here for the rest of the life in Standard. I mean, it's got a long way to go Standard still. I expect this price to be, in the $12, $13, $14 range shortly into the new year when we're in full Theros mode, and it should live the rest of its life out there in Standard up until rotation. So that'll create a nice selling opportunity. And then again, like always, we'll see with good cards, we get a dip right around rotation, which will create another buying opportunity. So lots of good action to be had on this card for sure. But if you're just interested in filling out your playset, like I said, I don't think you're going to get much better of a price than this, especially sort of in the near term. So fill out your playset at 625 for sure. All right, and up next we have Temple Garden from Guilds of Ravnica. First of all, I'd like to say that investing in a Shocklands under $10 is pretty much always going to be a good, solid investment strategy. So that said, I think the three colors that are going to work best, and usually these colors do work best with enchantments, are white, green, and black. So since Theros Beyond Death is going to be an enchantment-based set, and we're going to have Starfield Mystic, which is essentially an enchantment lord, reducing the cost of enchantments and then getting buffs whenever enchantments leave the battlefield. So since he's white, any lands that are going to work well with him, because I believe he is going to be heavily involved in any viable enchantment-based standard strategy. So any lands that support him well, so Temple Garden and Godless Shrine, both should be in high demand going forward. All right, and last but not least, we have our speculation play for the week. That's right, and it's Castle Ardenvale from Throne of Eldraine. I must admit, when I first saw this card, I kind of discounted it, thinking, well, it enters into play tapped unless you control a plains, and then pay 4 mana to make a 1/1 white human creature token doesn't really seem like that great a value. But the more I played with this card and played against it, I've really come to have a big respect for this card. So we bottomed out around 70 cents, currently around the dollar mark. Still a great price, I think, for picking up this card. It's widely used in blue-white control strategies, mostly in Pioneer, which is encouraging. I mean, it's not just standard decks running this. We are seeing extensive use in Pioneer as well. And it slots well into other strategies like humans as well. But just good sort of overall value. I mean, you tap it at the end of your opponent's turn, pay 4, and make a free dude. What more could you ask for? Free guys are always great. And in blue-white control, this is almost never going to enter the battlefield tapped. You're always going to have a plane sort of, at your disposal for sure. So, picking up this card around $1, and I think it actually will get quite a bit of play going forward in Commander too. Now, this isn't going to skyrocket tomorrow or anything. Most decks that run this will be running it as a 1 or 2 of. And there is a lot of Throne of Eldraine open, so it's going to take a while to sort of work through all of that supply. But picking these up now, making sure you have some and some for the future for investment is a great opportunity, because eventually we will work through that supply, and then this is the type of land we're going to look back in a few years from now and go, wow, it's $6 or $7. I remember when that was $1. So yeah, that's our speculation play for the week. All right, I hope you guys found this information useful. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button. It really helps me out. And I wanted to take a moment to wish everyone a happy holidays once again. All right, we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.